And basically what I realized was that freemen have been the most visible group of Black POWs, but they're also a relative minority. Several hundred men who were freemen from the North were contained in prisons like Andersonville and in Charleston, but thousands of men who had been formerly enslaved were also held captive and also survived and were subjected to military enslavement, to sale, and to reclamation. In part because the Confederacy argued these men still owed labor to their enslavers and to the Confederacy as a nation itself, because their condition had not changed with their entry into US territory and into the US Army. They're basically building on precedents set by the Fugitive Slave Act of 1850 and negating this idea that the uniform of the US Army conferred any kind of standing for these men. And so most of my research has been to follow the paths of these men who entered into prisons briefly and then exited them again. What happened to these men who are removed from the site of the United States, who are removed from their uniforms and returned into the enslaved population generally throughout the Confederacy? So again, to reiterate, slavery and practices of antebellum slavery carried over to the war. There was a lot of consistency in how the Confederacy approached their treatment of Black prisoners of war. And Black prisoners of war, particularly those who had been previously enslaved, used their knowledge of enslavement to resist and operate within the circumstances of captivity. And they were able to make choices in order to survive. Difficult choices, for sure, but those were available to them.